नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानंद परमशिवोऽहम् ॐ नित्यानंद
नित्यानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Nityananda, we welcome all the viewers who are with us for today's Prathama Vinyasa Krama, the manifesting Paramashiva through the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, the 108 asana sequence that is directly revealed, compiled by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. Now, after having invoked the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, with the Sadguru Vandanam, let us now chant the Shiva Boola Mantra 11 times internally. Om Ham Om Shivaya Namaha. 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 Tattvachanam. Om Atmattatvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Vidyatatvam Shodhayami Svadha. Om Shivadatvam Shodhayami Svadha. Next, we'll be performing the Sankalpa. Clasp your hands, place them on your right thigh as we enter into the Sankalpa. Om Mamo Bhakta Dvidakshayadvara Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Sri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Shri Shobhane Muhurte Adya Brahmanaha Dvidiyavadhe Shri Shvetavaraha Kalpe Vaivasvatamanvantare अष्टाविंशतितमे नित्ययुगे प्रथमे पादे जम्बूद्वीपे भारतवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शताब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यवहारिके प्रभवादीनां षष्ट्याः संवत्सराणां मध्ये क्रोधिनाम संवत्सरे दक्षिणायने लक्ष्मी वेंकटेश्वर ऋतौ वृश्चिकमासे कृष्णपक्षे दशम्यां शुभतिथौ सोमवासरयुक्तायाम् उत्तरफल्गुणी नक्षत्र वनिजयोग विष्खम्भयोग विष्टिकरण एवं गुणविशेषण विशिष्टायाम् अस्यां शुभतिथौ श्री कैलासोन्नत द्वादशान्त श्यामला पीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वर भिन्न स्वरूप परशिवपुत्र रत्न कुमार गुरुमन्य तुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती संजय पार्वती ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल विगमागमसार भूत द्राविड वेद प्रवक्त्रे
श्रीमत्परमशिव करुणासमधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयाण गीयमान छत्र चामर श्रीजिह्नकाहरादि समस्त बिरदावलियलङ्कृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संग सत्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्यापवर्गवर्ष विश्रामजीमूत परमदकल भगेधरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज पांड्य महाराज गुरु शरण साक्षादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणाच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद ऋषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्त्रे सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी भागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनर्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रिनवतीर्थ त्रिशततम महासन्निधान अरुणी योगीश्वर परंपरा अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रचित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्त्रे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणी पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत श्री महागणपति समारंभ नवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरुपरंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्ग पुरस्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगद्गुरु श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत् परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमद् जगद्गुरु श्री श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिनां प्रीत्यर्थं तेषां पादारविन्दयोः भक्ति सिद्ध्यर्थं गुरुकृपाकटाक्षसिद्ध्यर्थं क्षेमस्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं धर्मार्थ काम मोक्ष चतुर्विध पुरुषार्थ सिद्ध्यर्थं समस्त दुरितोपशान्त्यर्थं
ॐ नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम् 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 ॐ नित्यानन्द Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, let us now begin with the Prathama Vinyasa Krama, starting with the Sukhasana. Sit in a comfortable cross-leg posture with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Bring the index finger and thumbs together in the Bindu Mudra and place them on your knees, on the respective knees, engaging all the three bandhas. That is, the Mula Bandha engaging the perineal floor, engaging the Uddiyana Bandha, the abdominal muscles, and the Jalandhara Bandha tucking in your chin to the chest. Visualize yourself as Paramashiva in your inner space as you engage the Samana Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold your breath. Visualize a flame rising up from your navel, up through your spine.
तत्सुखासनमित्युक्तम् अशक्तस्तच्चमाचरेत् आसनं विजितं येन जितं तेन जगत्त्रयम्.
Next, Parvatasana. Now, being seated in a cross-leg posture in Padmasana, bring your hands in Namaskara Mudra. Bring your hands in the Anjali Mudra and raise them up above your head. Visualize yourself as Mount Kailash in Parvatasana.
अतवक्षे महादेव पर्वतासन मंगलम यत्कृत्वा स्थितरूपी स्यात् षट्चक्रादिविलोपनम्.
Now, bring the soles of your feet together in the front. Hold the left hand by the right hand behind your back. Gaze to the nose as you bend down and place the forehead on the ground behind the heels. Engage all the three bandhas. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Haripavasana.
पूर्वविधियाहुं मे जानो वै भगतलीथं बुद्धथानो स्पृष्टुपचेदौ करल्यावो दक्षिणकार सोवाम गहावो.
Now, next is the Nagipavasana. Maintaining the same posture, stretch your hands out in front of the feet and cup the palms, making a halo. Engage all the three bandhas, gaze to the nose as you visualize yourself as a snake in Nagipavasana.
पूर्वविधि परियागानि चे होई कलहु निफनास्यो लगाए.
Next, coming to Kokilasana. Hold your big toes with the index and middle fingers in the Prana Mudra. Stretch your legs straight out and upwards, and then cross your legs into Padmasana. Lean forward and down onto the elbows as you engage all the three bandhas. Visualize yourself as a bird in Kokilasana.
अधान यथासनं वक्षे येन सिद्धो भवे नरः.
Now, moving to Nityasana. Being seated in Ardha Padmasana with your legs parallel to each other, gaze to the nose as you hold your opposite elbows. Rotate your arms in a circular manner. Gaze in and visualize Swamiji in Nityasana.
घोड़ा बांबा पारकी आसमाहिली सोया दच चरण को वार लौक्ता परिघुल्प समोया.
Next, coming into a plank position, press the hands onto the ground, lifting your hips up high. Lower the head and then the chest, scooping the body down and forward again and again. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as an elephant in Gajasana.
निब्जं पादाग्रे भूमौ कृत्वा लम्भी भूया मस्तकाग्रे निदाय.
Now, stopping the movement, alternate pressing the heel of one foot into the ground while lifting the other heel up. Repeat this again and again in Rikshasana as you visualize yourself as a bear.
एकैकं पादमाकुञ्च गदासनं कुर्यात् वृक्षासनं भवति.
Now, coming to a standing tall posture, stand on the tips of the big toes with all the other toes raised off the ground. Now, bring your hands to the center of your chest in the Hridaya Mudra Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Vaishyasana.
केशेन पादयुगलं तत्त्वातिष्ठेद अधोमुखः.
Now, we'll be entering into the first karana of this Prathama Vinyasa Krama. Bringing your legs into the Araimandi, that is, having your legs in a 45-degree angle, bend your knees well and bring your hands to the center of your chest, and then as you move your hand from inward into out in a circular motion, move your legs also along with your hands. Repeat the same on the other side. Next, entering into Balalingasana, interlace the fingers from outside in and hold on to the knee, pulling it up towards the chest. Keep the spine straight and engage all the three bandhas. Visualize yourself caressing a baby in Balalingasana.
एकं जानुरिस्यालिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Now, taking the left foot behind and holding it with both your hands. Keep your head, neck and spine in the straight line. Engage all the three bandhas and visualize Swamiji in Padapīdanasana.
स्थित्वे कस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यामृष्टयत्तनुम्.
Now, extend the opposite hand forward and in Bindu Mudra and kick your foot back and up while leaning forward. Visualize yourself as Lord Nataraja in Natarajasana.
नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Next, we'll be repeating the Balalingasana on the opposite side. Remember to perform the japa of Soham internally as you perform these asanas.
एकं जानुरिस्यालिङ्ग्य स्थातव्यं बाललिङ्गनं भवति.
Entering into the Padapīdanasana on the same side, pulling back your right foot towards the buttocks.
स्थित्वे कस्मिन् पादतले कराभ्यामृष्टयत्तनुम्.
Now, pull the foot back and up while leaning forward as you extend the opposite hand in the Bindu Mudra, performing the Natarajasana on the opposite side.
नटराजं त्रिकोणं च सुप्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारणे.
Next, coming to Ardharechita Karana. Again, come back into the Araimandi posture. Bring your left hand to the center of your chest and move your right hand in a pendulum motion and touch the right hand to the tip of your nose. Repeat the same on the other side. Next, we'll perform the skeleton dance. Now, shake your body intensely as you visualize yourself as a skeleton. Now relax as we enter into the Katichinna Karana. Coming back into the Araimandi posture, bring your hands above the head with arms crossed and palms facing backwards. Move the hip to one side and simultaneously uncross the arms on the same side. Repeat the same on the other side. Next, stand tall on the tips of the toes and raise your hands up and above the head beside the ears. Engage all the three bandhas. Visualizing yourself as a palm tree. Perform the japa Shivoham internally in Tadasana.
महामुद्राबद्धकौनो ताडासनविभेदकान्.
Next, from the standing posture, lean forward and down, bringing the hands flat onto the ground. Engage all the three bandhas. Bring your forehead towards the knees. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Uttanasana.
विनोत्तानं सदा कुर्यात् हन्तर्वत्नी पतिप्रिया.
Next, coming into a plank posture, keep the hands flat onto the ground, shoulder width apart. Tuck the chin to the chest as in Jalandhara Bandha and rotate the head from side to side. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
गजासनवस्थित्वा मस्तकं वारं वारं दक्षिणकुक्षिं सव्यकुक्षिं नयेत् रक्ष्वासनं भवति.
Now, lower the entire body onto the stomach and keep the toes pointed backwards. Keep the hands next to the chest and raise the head up using the strength of the lower back. Do not lift more higher than the belly button of the mat. Open your mouth wide and inhale through the hollow of the throat in Bhujangani Mudra. Visualize yourself as Cobra in Bhujangasana.
अंगुष्ठनाभिपर्यन्तम् अधो भूमो विनिन्यसेत्.
Now, coming back into a tall plank position, alternate bringing one knee in towards the chest, back and forth. In Shashasana, visualize yourself as Swamiji in your inner space.
गजासन संस्थितौ जानुद्वयमाकुञ्च वारं वारं कर्तव्यं शशासनं भवति.
Next, from the tall plank position, place one foot in between both the hands. Simultaneously jump one foot back and bring the other foot in the front, alternating again and again, visualizing yourself as a chariot in Rathasana.
गजासन संस्थितौ एकैकं पादमार्गेण भ्रामरित्वा कर्तव्यं रथासनं भवति.
Now, keeping one foot flat onto the ground, with the toes pointing forward and the knees bent at a 90-degree angle. Extend your left foot back. Bring your arms straight up, parallel. Pull the stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha, gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as Lord Veerabhadra in Veerabhadrasana.
अष्टावक्रमदोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Now repeat the Veerabhadrasana on the opposite side.
अष्टावक्रमदोत्थानं मयूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Next, entering into the Vrikshasana, stand tall and bring your right foot into the left inner thigh. Bring your palms together in the Anjali Mudra. Raise them up above the head. Pull the stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as a tree in Vrikshasana.
तिष्ठेत् वृक्षवत् भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Next, bring the right foot to the left inner thigh. Bring the right foot to the left hip. Bring your palms together in the Namaskar Mudra in front of your heart center. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda as you perform the japa Shivoham internally.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्.
Now, we'll be repeating the Vrikshasana on the other side. Bring your left foot to the right inner thigh. Bring your hands in the Anjali Mudra. Raise them up over your heads. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as a tree in Vrikshasana.
तिष्ठेत् वृक्षवत् भूमौ वृक्षासनमिदं विदुः.
Next, bringing your left foot to the right hip. Bring your hands in the Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart center. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda in Garudasana.
गरुडासनमावक्ष्ये येन ध्यानं स्थिरं भवेत्.
Now, we'll be entering into the Trikonasana. Bring your right foot forward and step your left foot back, keeping the front toes pointing forward and the back toes facing sideways. Keep your arm straight and bring the front arm down towards the ground beside the foot, while the other arm extends toward the sky. Twist your spine and gaze at the roof. Visualize yourself as a triangle in Trikonasana.
नराजं त्रिकोणं च शुक्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारिणे.
Now we'll be repeating the Trikonasana on the opposite side. Flip over your legs with your left foot pointing straight and perform the Trikonasana on the opposite side.
नटराजं त्रिकोणं च शुक्ताङ्गष्टप्रसारिणे.
Next, entering into Nikuttaka Karana. Coming back into the Araimandi posture, lift your left heel up and the right and bring your hands in front of your chest. Rotate them as you stamp each of the heel. Next, entering into Angushtasana, lower onto the tips of the toes, placing the perineum on the back of the heels. Keep the knees and palms together. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the japa Sada Shivoham internally. Perform the Brahmari Kumbhaka as you inhale like a male bee and as you inhale like a female bee and exhale like a male bee.
कबन्धासनमित्याहुः गोरक्षासनमेव च.
Next, from the same posture, extend your one leg straight out and heel down with the toes up. Keep the fingers down on the ground by the sides with the palms facing forward in the Varamudra. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Saurasana.
प्रसार्य एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
Now, holding your left heel with your left hand and right foot with the right hand. Bend down and touch your forehead to the knee. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Vidhunanasana.
गुल्पस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्मृते तत्करेण.
Now, we'll be performing the Saurasana on the opposite side. Extend your left foot straight with your hands by the sides in Varamudra. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
प्रसार्य एकं पादतलं संस्थाप्य त्वेकपादकम्.
Now hold on to the left foot in the Prana Mudra. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Vidhunanasana.
गुल्पस्थितो पादमेकं प्रसार्य तत्पादाग्रं संस्मृते तत्करेण.
Now, coming back into a posture where you are seated on top of your heels, keep some gap between your legs and rest the back of the hands on the knees. Tilt the head down. In engaging the Jalandhara Bandha, gaze through the gap between the legs. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Brahmajarankushasana. Now, place the knees on the ground with the toes tucked behind, sitting with the perineum down on the heels. Rest the hands on top of the thighs, pull the stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha, gaze on the tip of your nose, visualize yourself as Sage Kapila Muni in Kapilasana. Maintaining the same posture, switch your gaze to the third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Bhadra Gorakhasana. Now, raising your knees up, bring your hands into the Padma Mudra. Raise your arms up straight above you and gaze through the hole between the palms. Visualize Lord Surya in your inner space. Next, sit with the toes flat and the perineum on the heels. Keep the hands on the top of the knees and lift the tongue up and against the roof of the mouth. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as a frog in Mandukasana. Maintaining the same posture, bring your arms up and hold the opposite shoulders as you gaze to the third eye in Uttana Mandukasana. Next is the Simhasana. Now cross the ankles and sit on the feet. Keep your knees wide and fingers spread on the top. Open your mouth wide and stick the tongue out and exhale forcefully. Gaze at the tip of your nose and repeat this several times. Visualize yourself as a lion in Simhasana. Now, entering into Bhadrasana, sit with the heels under the perineum and keep the knees wide. Cross the hands behind the back, holding the big toes with the Prana Mudra. Perform the Jalandhara Bandha. Tuck your chin to the chest, gaze to your tip of the nose and visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Bhadrasana. Now, entering into Kakabhushandiyasana, squat and keep the feet flat on the ground. Keep the knees open wide. Bring the arms in and around the back and interlace the fingers behind in Parashamudra. Visualize yourself as a crow in Kakabhushandiyasana. Next, entering into Kanipasana, place the palms onto the floor, shoulder width apart. Bring the knees on the back of the arms towards the armpits. Lean the chin forward and down and gaze ahead. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Kanipasana. Now, entering into a headstand, bring the top of the head on the ground, forming a triangle between the hands and the legs. Bring the knees onto the elbows, hips over your shoulder and straighten the legs up, gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Continuing with the Parsvamayurasana. Now, first, let us perform the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold your breath as long as possible. Exhale slowly and remain in the exhaled state. This is called the Rechaka Kumbhaka. Now, squatting on your toes with the legs together, twist the body and place both the hands to aligning your hands with the elbows and the knee. Now, lean onto the arms and balance, extending the legs to the side. Gaze to the third eye, visualizing yourself as a peacock in Mayurasana. Now, repeat the Parshvamayurasana on the opposite side. Twisting your body towards the right hand side, perform the Parshvamayurasana. Now, coming back into the plank position, step your one foot outside the respective shoulder, bringing the foot between the hands. Gaze to the third eye. As you visualize yourself as Lord Kala Bhairava, repeat the Bhairaganathasana on the opposite side, visualizing yourself as Bhagavan Kala Bhairava. Now, coming back into the plank position, place the forearms on the ground and walk the feet towards forward, raising the hips, lift the chest and head up. Gaze to the third eye, visualize Swamiji in your inner space in the Unmukha Pithasana. Now, entering into Vasishthasana, which is a side plank position. Balance on your right hand directly beneath your shoulder. Raise the hips and gaze towards the sky as you raise your left arm up towards the ceiling. Visualize yourself as Sage Vasishta in Vasishthasana. Now, repeat the Vasishthasana on the opposite side. Now, entering into Anjanyasana, come back into a seated position with your legs stretched and your toes pointing up. Bring your hands under the buttocks with the palms facing up. Keep the spine straight and elbows close to the body. Engage the Jalandhara Bandha by tucking your chin to the chest. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Hanuman as you perform the new japa Maha Sadashivoham internally. Now, entering into Paschimottanasana, bend from the waist and hold the big toes with the index and the middle fingers. Bring the chest to the thighs, head to the knees and engage all the three bandhas intensely. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Paschimottanasana. Now, with the legs straight and slightly apart, you can clasp your hands behind the head and lean the chest forward down, bringing the head to the knees. Engage all the three bandhas. Visualize yourself as Mahakali in your inner space. Now, entering into the Marichyasana, bring your right foot to close to your perineum. Bring your right arm in and around the left bent knee and clasp your hands behind your back. Visualize yourself as Sage Marichi in Marichyasana. Now, release and drop your right knee onto the ground. Now bend forward and hold the front foot, keeping the leg straight. Bring the chest forward and down. Engage all the three bandhas. Gaze to the nose as you perform Mahamudrasana as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Now, we'll be performing the Marichyasana on the opposite side. So extend your right foot and bend your left foot close to the perineum. Clasp your hands and bend forward. Visualize yourself as Sage Marichi in Marichyasana. Now, drop your left knee onto the ground, bend forward and hold on to the right foot. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Mahamudrasana. Now, coming to Bhadrasana to sit and bring the soles of your feet together with the heels close to the perineum. Keep the knees wide and hold the feet firmly. Maintain a straight spine and gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Bhadrasana 2.
Kulpautu Vishanasyadah Sivanyah Parshvayoh Kshipet.
Now, from Bhadrasana, extend your feet away from the body, keep the toes together and heels apart with the knees open. Place your hands on the respective knees and tuck the chin to the chest. Gaze to the nose as you visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Gwali Pavasana.
Purva Charpata Choka Kahoi Soi Vahi Vidi Yoki Ji Soi.
Now, entering into Joniasana. Bring your heels close to the perineum. Hold the soles of the feet and lean forward and down. Bring the forehead to the feet and gaze to the nose. Visualizing the Yoni Mandala in your inner space in Joniasana.
Dahu Bhagatali Samputu Kare Yedi Medi Kedi Gidare.
Now, entering into the Midaki Pavasana. Extend your feet forward and lean forward and down, touching with and extend your hands out and wide with the palms down on the ground. Bring the forehead to the ground behind the heels and gaze to the nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Midaki Pavasana.
Purava Bidi Pari Bhagatali Samputu Sola Yedi Milira Se.
Now, entering into the Siddha Samadhi Asana. Bring your feet again close to the perineum. Bring your arms below the shins. Extend out and keep the palms facing up. Bring the forehead to the ground above the feet, bringing the toes near the throat. Gaze to the nose and visualize Lord Surya in your inner space.
Dahu Bhagatali Samputu Kare Sole Medha Agai Medare.
Now, entering into the Chinnaki Pavasana. Keeping your heels together and toes apart, hold the feet and open them up as if you are opening a book. Press the elbows onto the thighs and towards the knees. And gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Swamiji in your inner space.
Dahu Bhagaki Yedi Dharati Vigavat Med Lagave.
Now, sit and bring the soles of your feet together, heels at the perineum and knees to the ground. Place your hands on the knees and gently press them down. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha as you gaze to the third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Charpata Chokasana.
Dahu Bhagatali Samputu Dare Agame Karajar Basare.
Next, entering into Bhairavasana. Now, lift the heels up and bring the toes down onto the ground as you bring your feet closer to the perineum. Keep the knees on the ground and pull the stomach in and up in Uddiyana Bandha. Keep your hands in the Bindu Mudra on the respective knees. Gaze to the third eye as you visualize yourself as Bhagavan Kala Bhairava.
Gulpo Sampidya Chanyonyam Vikramena Samotitam.
Now, entering into Samasana, keep your left foot closer to the perineum and hold your right foot, pulling the sole of the foot onto the chest. Now, gaze to your third eye as you hold your breath in the Mooladhara Chakra. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Samanasana.
Samanasana Mavakshe Siddhamantradi Sadhanat.
Now, placing the right leg onto the right shoulder, extend your left foot straight and up into the sky. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space as you gaze to your third eye in Apanasana.
Kevalam Padame Kancha Skandhe Charopya Yatnataha.
Next, repeating the Samanasana on the opposite side. Bring your right foot close to the perineum and your left foot towards your chest. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Samanasana.
Samanasana Mavakshe Siddhamantradi Sadhanat.
Repeating the Apanasana on the opposite side. Raise your left foot over your left shoulder. Extend your right leg straight and up. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Apanasana.
Kevalam Padame Kancha Skandhe Charopya Yatnataha.
Now, entering into the Gomukhasana. Now, sit and cross your left leg over your right leg, aligning the knees at the center of the body. With the feet by the opposite hips, place both the hands on top of the knees. Gaze to the nose. Visualize the face of a cow in your inner space. Perform the japa Om Nithyanandoham internally. Now, we'll be performing a new pranayama which is called as a Shitkari Kumbhaka. Now, place the tip of your tongue at the back of your teeth and inhale through the mouth. and exhale through the nose. This is called as the Shitkari Kumbhaka.
दक्षिणेऽपि तथा सव्यं गोमुखं यथा.
Now, maintaining the same posture, hold both your toes, both the respective toes with the hands in Prana Mudra. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya in Anusuyasana.
दक्षिणगोडा नीचाथाने वामों थाके ऊपर आने.
Now, bringing your hands, clasping your hands back behind you in the Parashamudra, bend forward and down. Bring the chin over the knees and touch the nose onto the ground. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya in Anusuyasana 2.
जीमना गोडा की समदे उपरिदावा गोडा की समदे.
Now, being seated on the ground with one heel pressed against the perineum, with your left foot pressed against the perineum and right foot on the ground firmly. Keep your spine tall and chest out on the hands with the respective knees. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda in your inner space.
दावो भगमोडि येडिमाहिल्युं गुल्पमूलद्वारिणी चेदे.
Now, entering into the Naradasana. Sit and place the perineum on top of the left heel with the top of the foot flat onto the ground. Interlace your fingers behind the neck and twist outside the raised knee. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize yourself as sage Narada in Naradasana.
विष्टिजुवामा भगतली केरी भूपरिता ही लगावे फेरी.
Now, entering into the Matsya Pitakasana, place the right foot on top, place the left foot on top of the right thigh and wrap the respective arm around the knee, holding on to the opposite shin. Extend the other hand straight and hold the respective toe with the Prana Mudra. Gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Matsya Avatara, the fish avatar of Bhagavan Vishnu.
कामेन वामांगुष्टन्तु गृहीतं मत्स्य बीजकम्.
Now, we'll be repeating the whole sequence on the opposite side, beginning with the Gomukhasana. Now, stack your right foot over your right knee over your left knee.
तं तु पृष्ठपार्श्वे नियोजयेत्.
Now, repeating the Anusuyasana on the opposite side. From the Gomukhasana position, hold the respective toes with the Prana Mudra. Engage the Uddiyana Bandha. Visualize yourself as Rishika Anusuya in Anusuyasana.
दक्षिणगोडानि चौथाने वामों थाके ऊपर आने.
Now, clasping your hands behind in the Parshamudra, bend forward and down. Bring the chin over the knees and touch the nose to the ground in Anusuyasana 2.
जीमना गोडा की समदे उपरिदावा गोडा की समदे.
Now, repeating the Garudasana 2 on the opposite side. Visualize yourself as Lord Garuda in your inner space.
अवो भगमोडि येडियाहिल्युं गुल्पमूलद्वारिणी चेदे.
Now, repeating the Naradasana on the opposite side. Clasp your hands in Parashamudra behind your neck. Twist to the outside of the body and visualize yourself as sage Narada in Naradasana.
विष्टिजुवामा भगतली केरी भूपरिता ही लगावे फेरी.
Now, performing the Matsya Pitakasana on the opposite side. Place the right foot over the left thigh. Hold the opposite shin and the respective toe. Visualize yourself as Matsya Avatara.
वामेन वामांगुष्टन्तु गृहीतं मत्स्य बीजकम्.
Now, entering into Matsyendrasana, extend both your legs out and then place the left foot onto the right thigh. Raise your right knee, twist your body towards your right hand side. Bring the elbow outside of the raised knee. Keep the raised arm by the neck and turn the head back, gazing towards your third eye in Matsyendrasana. Visualize yourself as Matsyendranath.
उदरं पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वा तिष्ठति यत्नतः.
Now, holding the right foot with the left hand, bring your right hand at your ear Visualize yourself as a camel in Kubasana.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Now, extend the hand down to the foot, keeping the opposite hand on the ground behind. Turn the head back and gaze to the third eye. In Matsyendrasana 2.
मत्स्येन्द्र पीठम जदर प्रदीप्तिम प्रचंदरुक मंडल खंडलास्त्रम.
Now, repeating Matsyendrasana on the opposite side, visualize yourself as Matsyendranath. Continue performing the Shitkari Kumbhaka and the japa of Om Nityanandoham internally.
पश्चिमाभासं कृत्वादिष्टति यत्नदः.
Next, repeating the Kubasana on the opposite side, visualize yourself as a camel.
आसन को गुण झोलो जाए.
Repeat Matsyendrasana 2 on the opposite side. Visualize Matsyendranath in your inner space as you perform this asana.
मत्स्येन्द्र पीठम जदर प्रदीप्ति प्रचंदरुक मंडल खंडलास्त्रम.
Now, entering into the Padmasana, the cross-leg position. Gaze to the tip of your nose. Now we'll be performing the Shitali Kumbhaka. Now we'll be inhaling through the mouth. Visualize yourself as Paramashiva in Padmasana. Engage the Mahamudra Bandha. Engage the perineal floor, the abdominal muscles, and tuck the chin to the chest in Padmasana. We'll be performing the new japa, Om Nityananda Mahasada Shivoham internally.
आसनं द्विविधं प्रोक्तं पद्मं वज्रासनं तथा.
Now, maintaining the same position of Padmasana, hold the opposite toes with your hands in the Prana Mudra.
उत्तानो चरणो कृत्वा उरुसंस्थो प्रयत्नतः.
Now, place the palms onto the ground from in between both the thighs and lift the body up. Visualize yourself as a rooster in Kukutasana.
पद्मासनं संस्थितो नारूर्वोरन्तरे करो.
Now, we'll be entering into the Baddhakekyasana. Rise up onto the knees with your and place the palms onto the ground with the fingers pointing towards the body. Keep the elbows together pressed against the navel center, then lean forward and balance. Extend the knees up off the ground in Baddhakekyasana. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
मयूरं पद्मकं कुर्यात् हत्यके कथ्यते.
Now, extend your legs out as you continue performing the Baddhakekyasana. Visualize yourself as a peacock in Mayurasana.
अथ वक्षे महादेव मयूरासनमुत्तमम्.
Now, lay down on the stomach with the feet pointing outwards and forehead onto the mat. Interlace the fingers behind the neck. Visualize yourself as a crocodile in Makarasana.
शिरश्चिद्रित्वा करदण्डयुग्मे देहाग्निकारं मकरासनं तत्.
Now, place the hands onto the ground beside the chest. Raise the legs up and bringing the thighs off the ground. Visualize yourself as a locust in Shalabhasana.
पादौ च शून्ये च विषष्टिशोर्ध्वं वदन्ति पीठं सलभं मुनीन्द्राः.
Now, bring the hands to the feet. Pull the feet down towards the ground outside of the hips. Visualizing yourself as a camel in Ushtrasana.
अध्याससेते पदयुग्मवस्थं पृष्ठे निधायापिदितं कराभ्याम्.
Now, from Ushtrasana, tighten the grip on your feet, kick the legs back and up, and simultaneously lift the chest off the ground, raising the head, gazing towards the third eye. Visualize yourself as Pinaka, Paramashiva's bow, in Dhanurasana.
कृत्वा धनुस्तुल्य विवर्तितांगं निगड्य योगी धनुरासनं तत्.
Now, come into a seated position with your heels flat on the ground with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Place the palms on top of your thighs. Gaze to the third eye. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space in Bhagasana.
उलता मोडी पावतो वैसे बहुरो जुगति करे इके आइसे.
Now, entering into the Gohyasana. From the knees, place the forearms on the ground, fingers interlock, elbows shoulder width apart. Place the top of the head on the ground, holding the back of the head with the hands. Walk your toes towards until the hip align with the shoulders. Lift the feet up, keeping the knees bent together against the chest.
तो हाथ की कहूनी जोई पनिहा कलय जानी दोई.
Now, extend your legs up straight in Shirasasana. In the headstand posture, visualize Swamiji in your inner space.
विपरीतं मण्डलं च द्विदेद विदितं हिनः.
Now, we'll be entering into the Podhyasana. Sit with the hands behind the calves and stretch the legs up, bringing the forehead to the knees. Come to a vertical position with the legs. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. Perform the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. As you perform the Vastrika Kumbhaka, performing rapid exhalations in Podhyasana.
दो हाथ बग बाहर आने गोड़ा तरे काम कसी ताने.
Now, sit and extend the legs out and up at a 45-degree angle. Bring the hands behind and hold the opposite shoulders. Keep the chest upright and legs straight with the toes pointed. Gaze towards the third eye. Visualize yourself as a mace in Parighasana.
तानं शयनं कृत्वा पादो मिलित्वा प्रसारय नितम्बं भूमौ. शिष्ययेत् हस्ताभ्यां करधन्द भद्वा कुम्भकं कृत्वा तिष्ठेत् परिघासनं भवति.
Now, entering into the Naukasana. Sit and extend the legs out and up at a 45-degree angle. Bring the elbows down onto the ground. Keep the chest upright and legs straight and toes pointed. Visualize yourself as a boat in Naukasana.
उत्तान शयनं कुर्पराभ्यां भूमिमवस्था भूहस्तो नितम्बं निधाय.
Next, entering into the Rudrasana. Sit and lift the feet up. Scoop the hands under the heels and pull the feet towards the chest. Keep the spine upright and gaze to the nose. Visualize yourself as Lord Rudra in Rudrasana. Pagadhali Samputa Karihatasyopaga Uchayi. Next, entering into the Unmukha Pidasana. Lay down back with the feet flat on the ground. Place the palms down and fingers just touching the back of the heels. Lift the hips up and high, pressing the feet into the ground. Engage the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze to the tip of your nose. Visualize Swamiji in your inner space. In Unmukha Pidasana 2.
ऊर्ध्वे च जानुनी कृत्वा सवितोर्ध्वमुखं तथा उत्थाप्य हस्तो तिष्ठेतु पीठ उन्मुखनामखे.
Now, finally entering into the Shavasana. Lay down back with the palms facing upwards. Completely unclutch from any micro movements of the body and the mind. Let the body remain dead. Visualize that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is liberating you in Shavasana. Engage the Shakti Chalana Mudra as you pull up your Kundalini from the Mooladhara to the Sahasrara Chakra to the crown center.
उत्तानं सबवद् भूमो शयनं तु शवासनं शवासनं श्रान्तिहरं चित्तविश्रान्तिकारकम्.
नित्यानन्द परमशिवोऽहम्. ॐ 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 नित्या Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Raise up yourself.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let us now conclude with the Pranava Vinyasa Krama.
Nithyananda.
By offering our gratitude at the divine lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, let us now conclude with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Datsat. Sarvam Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam